adjusting the back focus again because it didn't catch. This is the third time I've tried to do it. He was on the phone the first 2 times. And then he said it looked good when we checked it, but then when I went to go live, it was showing him soft again. I mean, I can pretend, but I know what I'm seeing, and I know if it looks soft, somebody's going to go, why is Bill out of practice? Tell him it's still executing. Can we step that way, Bill? Still trying to make sure it's right. Still adjusting. Okay, it says auto Facebook adjust okay. So let's see if this one works. All right. Dole out the dog to the next warrior in line. No. That specific warrior gets this specific dog. And I want to show you the training that goes on. And I want you to call and be a part of this mission. It's the one day we ask for your help. 210-7, can I see that? Making sure I get this number right. 796-3682. 210-796-3682. We want to give a big thank you to someone who just donated $1,000, Natasha Montez. Thank you so much. But thank you, Natasha, every single donation counts, especially right now because Men's Warehouse is matching our donations dollar for dollar. If you call in and give us $20, it became $40. If you call in with $100, it became $200. I mean, it's dollar for dollar until we hit $250,000. All right, so we're walking around into the back pavilion area, okay? And this is where they train the dogs. Again, these are rescued. Oh, we got 3 trainers out here right now. Oh, this is so cool. Oh, I love this. And again, oh, look at the help that we get. The Kowalski Family Pavilion, the Kowalskis, big philanthropists in San Antonio. I mean, big. So thank you to Kowalskis and their foundation. Wow. So this is the pavilion. In fact, we just got this painted. I got to show off the paint work. Here, look at this. This is the HEB, another great partner, Operation Appreciation. Oh, I love it. That looks awesome. Thank you, HEB, for all you're doing here as well to help out K9s for Warriors. Are you ready to help out? 796-3682. 796-3682. The operators are here until 6:30 to take your donation. Okay? 796-3682. Amber, how are you?
I'm good.
Who do we have here?
This is TC.
Hi, TC. This is an awesome dog. Tell
Yes,
me about
he
TC.
is. TC was procured from our Humane Society here in San Antonio, and he's been living with us here at K9s for about 6 months. So he's about to complete his training time here.
6 months. Okay, so on average, how long does it take?
About 6 to 9 months is our average to go from shelter to service.
And tell me about the process. I mean, these dogs, do they have to be a certain breed? Are you looking for the right size and animal?
We do have size requirements, so we want them to be a little bit larger because one of the things that we train our dogs to do is stand and brace. So to help some of our veterans who need a little bit of help getting off the ground or sitting down onto a thing, like a chair or a stool, anything like that, we teach the dogs stand and brace so that they can kind of put a little bit of weight on them to kind of help them get to the ground. So we do want them to be a nice size for that. Also to provide the deep pressure therapy that we teach them that can calm the veteran down in stressful situations.
So that's one of the things that fascinates me is that these dogs can understand and know when a warrior's about to have an anxiety attack, when a warrior's about to have a night terror. And this dog has the ability to wake up that warrior. This dog has the ability to like, hey, we need to get out of here for a little while. You're about to have a panic attack. That is fascinating. How much of that is training versus something that the dog has in it?
Most of the time, our dogs that interrupt panic attacks and things like that, or interrupt night terrors, it's due to the bond. So they start to bond really, really heavily with these dogs. I think in my head, I think the dogs are at least grateful that they've gone from shelter to being with a person and getting to help them. Yeah. So they kind of give back in that way of like, you gave me a job and a purpose to do, so I know how to help you out and these kinds of things. I also think that they can sense stress and things like that. So they kind of know of like, hey, this isn't your normal. So they're like, let me paw you a little, what's going on? And that can help the veteran ground them in that situation.
I also want you to talk to Amber this process of the training. Sometimes you'll get to a point with, say, like a dog like TC, who's now he's almost done, but you might get a couple of months in and find out, okay, this guy's not going to make it.
Yes.
What happens?
So if we find out that a dog isn't going to be the best candidate for a service dog, then we will career change them, and then they become adoptable. So we do adoptions here whenever we do have adoptable dogs. We don't currently have any adoptable dogs, but we do
right now.
If you check back at any time, we could. So.
Yeah, see, did you hear that? You could adopt a dog from K9s for Warriors, and they would be, somewhat trained already, right? I mean, and that adoption process, from what I understand, you guys will have a relationship with that person, even though they're not a veteran.
Yes, if you need if you're like, hey, I took the dog home and he's exhibiting a weird behavior or anything like that, you can call us and we'll be like, oh, we've seen that before, this is how we handled it, or that's interesting, let's help you troubleshoot. We do try to be as helpful for our people that have adopted dogs as much as we are for our veterans who also get dogs.
Now, tell me this, your passion. Why do you do this? And what gives you the passion to come here every day and train these dogs?
My grandfather was a veteran. He passed away whenever I was about 18, but he also struggled with PTSD and some other symptoms, and he actually was able to get a dog, not a service dog, but just a regular dog, and that dog did help him kind of go through some things. I always saw him smile whenever he'd pet his dog and things like that, and I saw how much that helped him. So whenever I found out that K9s for Warriors was here, I applied immediately, and I love what I do.
So you saw this before it was even a thing, because back then it wasn't as big as it is today.
Right, yeah. I think he would have benefited from a service dog had he known that that was more out there, but he wasn't able to get one because then he had like physical ailments whenever he was older, so he couldn't care for a dog quite as much, but I think he would have loved having a service dog.
Yeah. So cool. Amber, thanks for what you do. You're so good at it. How long you been here?
I've been here for over a year now.
Yeah, this is so good. I mean, just watching her with these dogs, and especially with TC, you are an expert, and we're grateful to have you here training TC. Grateful for you too, my brother. Grateful for you too, my man. Yeah. So we want to meet another trainer or two. Who else is out here? Oh my goodness, who's this?
This is Navi.
Hi, Navi. And what's your name?
My name is Ruby. She's
Hi,
a little
Ruby.
excited right
Hey,
now.
Navi. How are you? Tell me, how old is Ravi? Or Navi?
So sorry.
Uh-oh. No, she's tangled up. Okay.
She's about a year and a half. Most of our dogs are.
And where is she in the process?
She's still working on her training, so working on her, obviously, her
Right.
excitability. But she's pretty far in the program. She's almost ready. It's just the fact that she has her quirks. All dogs have their quirks, especially our rescues. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And what's wild is, I mean, you have to train these dogs for every scenario, like a shopping mall,
Yes.
A hospital, a school. I mean, they have to be able to walk in inside, outside, and behave the same in all those situations, right? That's tough. Is that hard?
It is really hard, especially for these dogs that, maybe they've never even seen a leash before. So it's a lot about understanding where they come from and understanding the type of dog that they are. All dogs are different, so really trying to empathize with them and not really trying to get mad at them for their little quirks. You try to like just accept them as they are. Mm-hmm.
Tell me about your passion to do this. I mean, why do you do this, and what excites you about what you're involved with?
Well, honestly, every night I think about Navi and I think about the dogs on my strings and I think about TC. They're all very special dogs, all of them really. But I'm honestly just very passionate about, helping veterans, helping them, go out in public again, go out to see their family in Thanksgiving dinners or just go to a baseball game, really. That's really what's important. Dogs and veterans is what drives me right now.
That's such a great point. I don't think about that, but I mean, a lot of these veterans are just trapped in these traumas for life, and they're scared to go out. They're scared to reach out. Okay, the number again, and I want to show you not just the phone number, but Mariana, if you could just hold that up, thank you, 796-3682. But you can also text TXK9S. Put that in the text field and then send it to this number, and you'll be sent a link, 41444, and the process is very easy. You can do it all online for K9s for Warriors. The one day that you get to say thank you to a veteran. Instead of just saying thank you for your service, how about you give this money now? And it's matched, and we save a life. In fact, we save 2 lives. Yeah, we save 2 lives when we do this because these are rescue dogs, and we're saving the life of a veteran. Who do we have here training today?
Hi, this is Cooper.
Cooper,
Yes,
and your name?
I'm Karen.
Hey, Karen, great to see you. Tell me about Cooper.
Cooper is about 2, maybe 2.5. She comes from the San Antonio Humane Society.
And where is she in the training? Are we getting close?
Yes, she
Oh.
will. She should be paired in December. So
Yes.
we have very little time left with this one.
Oh, that's awesome. Now, from here, which, you know, is several month process, what happens next? I understand there's also a ranch in Helotes.
There is.
What happens there?
So at the ranch, in the process, the very last day, the warriors come to the ranch and they have like a day to decompress, you know, from the travel and everything. And then the next day, we trainers go up and make sure that the warriors are matched with the best set dog that we have ready, so that we're not just throwing them in with someone random. It's somebody that works out well in their life. And then they get to meet their dog. They have a bit of time to bond, get to know their dog, and then they take the dog on a simple walk, which is always the best way to kind of get to know your dog, get to know how it walks, what you might need to motivate your dog, getting you know the process. And it seems like throwing it in on the deep end a bit, but I think that's the best way, is hands-on with a warrior and their dog to make sure it's a perfect match. And then they have the first week to work out some kinks, and then they have 2 weeks of going to different exposures with their dog and maybe getting out themselves into a situation that they may have never been before with this dog, that they get to build the bond process there together, both at the ranch and a very, not so much secluded, but beautiful. If you haven't been out to the ranch, it's
Yeah,
gorgeous.
no, I was there for a graduation last year. It's so nice.
It is. So they get to just sit outside,
Yeah.
go inside, have a coffee, get to see the scenery of Texas, especially if they're not from Texas. And then after that, they get to go to places that they may have never been, like a grocery store.
Right.
They haven't been to a grocery store in a while, so they get to go with their dog, and their dog gets to understand what they need to do, when they need to do all these things that they've been trained to do all this time.
Yeah, because you're training this dog for any situation. So what if we find out that, okay, he's not ready for a supermarket, or she's not ready to go into a school? You know, it kind of just, you know, just the surface they're walking on.
Right.
That can really make a difference for a dog, right?
Can. It actually makes a huge difference. Sometimes our dogs do what we call career change because they have a hard time in a school. So we get to find out all that information before the warrior ever has to touch the dog.
Wow,
Yes.
that's so crucial. Tell me what drives your passion, Karen. Tell me what excites you about what you're doing here. I mean, we're putting a new leash on life for 2 lives, you know?
Well, mine might sound a bit corny. So I've always been working with rescues. I actually used to work with rescue horses on the East Coast. And when I came to Texas, I needed a break from doing jobs that I didn't like doing, not rescue work, but working at call centers or working at a car dealership. I did a lot of that, and I needed a break from that stuff. And I found out about K9s for Warriors, and month 1, I loved it. Month 2, I was addicted to it. Month 3, I was calling K9s, and I was like, I want to work for you. What position do you have available? Anything you have.
Oh, that's
Can I
awesome.
please work here?
That's not corny at all. That's heart-driven. I love it.
It was amazing, and K9s gave me an opportunity to be a trainer with them. And so I started here as a trainer, and I can't imagine going anywhere else. I get to work with rescues, and I get to help veterans.
What do you think? Like when you're driving home, when you're like, you know, man, I got to do something so special today.
It's quite amazing, especially because my husband is a veteran. So it's really amazing to come to work and get to do something that sets up long-term success for a veteran, and then come home and see veteran lifestyle, you know, for myself at home, being in the family with, you know, a veteran. So it's amazing every day that I come home. Honestly, I'm like, okay, so Cooper needs to do what tomorrow? I'm working on like what our next training plan is, and but get to spend time with my family and realizing that I get to go to work and do the same things where I get Cooper ready for a family, and then I come home and spend the time with my family. It's just really great work here.
Is it hard to say goodbye sometimes? Like when you're going to say goodbye to Cooper, which it seems like it's coming pretty soon, it might be a little tough for you too, it sounds like.
It is. My first dog, I fell in love with her. It was one of those dogs that it's like, I don't care what my home situation is. If she doesn't make it with a veteran, she's coming home.
She's coming home.
It's coming
With me.
home. Like, yeah. And I loved her so much. It was a really good first pairing. So the veteran was turned around, because we surprised them with their dog. And now this is my dog. I'm like, I spent all this time with my dog. This is my dog.
Yeah.
And the veteran turned around and she hit her knees and she started crying. And I was immediately like, take this dog home.
Wow.
This is your dog now.
Wow.
It was so much of an experience that it's like, there's no possession of my dog. It very much is. I cannot wait to see your warrior's face as soon as they see you. And I know that they're going to give you a great life.
She literally hit her knees, and
She
it just
honestly
changed
did.
everything.
She hit her knees and she was crying, and I had no.
moment.
It was not hard to let her go. It was
Yeah.
more like, how did your day go? How did your day go with this
Right.
dog? Is your dog doing great? Are you happy? Every
See?
day. Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. Don't you want to be a part of this? Don't you want to be a part of this? 210-796-3682. Call right now, 796-3682. More testimonies like that will be told. This is when you get to thank a veteran like never before. Instead of just saying thank you for your service, thank with a donation that gets matched. $10 becomes $20 thanks to Men's Warehouse right now. So please call. We've got the operators. We need the resources. There's a 2-year waiting list. That's the sad reality, that there are so many veterans still waiting for a companion. So please call 796-3682. And we could, right? 796-3682. I got it right. Yes. All right, we've got one more. Let's take a look. Oh, yeah. Who do we have over here at the HEB Operation Appreciation? Blossom. Hi, Blossom. Beautiful eyes. Okay. And tell me your name.
I'm Casey.
Hi, Casey.
Hi.
Tell me about Blossom and what process are we in right now? Hi, baby. Hi, girl. You got a little mohawk.
Yeah, she does. She came from Animal Care Services.
Okay.
She's been with our program a couple months now. She is still new in the program, so we're still learning new things and getting
Right.
exposures and doing all the things she needs. And if she takes longer, it takes longer. That's okay.
What do you think, what is the most difficult time? Is it right now, like when they're first transitioning?
It depends on the dog always, but depends on what they're having issues with or fears with. We always are willing to work through it, whether it's here on campus or out in public access. Most of the time it's just random things, just like, oh, what's that? I've never seen it before. Okay, no problem, we can get through it. So it just all depends on the dog. Some of them are a lot more confident than others, but we work with any ones that we can, and she's doing great, actually.
So many of us, you're doing great, baby. You're doing so good. So many of us understand that, dogs are a great companion. Maybe when you're a kid, you had a pet dog, right?
Yeah.
What is it for you? When did this become like a passion for you to train these dogs and be part of this kind of service to our veterans?
I mean, our mission speaks for itself, saving 2 lives in one, having a new leash on life. It's just so unique to be able to be a part of that process, watching our dogs go from the shelter to their warrior and have the best life they can have, and saving them as well, and hopefully reducing some stress levels that they have, and then of course reducing the dogs too. They want to get out and have a home and have their person love them for the rest of their life. So it's just really heartwarming every day to come in.
It's got to hit the feels for you, right?
Absolutely. Good girl.
That's so cool. That's a good girl.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Thanks for what you're doing. I love to be a part of this because of what difference it makes in the lives of these rescue dogs and our veterans. 796-3682. 796-3682. We're going to wrap things up on this live because we've got live on Ken's 5. Our phone lines are open till 6:30 this evening. This is the one day we do this, okay? And it's for Veterans Day every year. So please be a part of this. 210-796-3682 and save 2 lives and put a new leash on life. I love you, and we'll see you. You're the man.
All right, man.
You're the man. Thank you.
All right, let's go sit
Don't let you get tripped. I got it. Just walk.
down.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you all. Perfect. Thank you. 1:30. We'll do it again at 1:30. 1:30. 1:30. Great job, my man. So the focus worked out?
Well, I'm just staying wide.
Okay.
It doesn't